Hello, everyone. This is Jennifer Williams, podcast host of LUXE Life. I am also a Coldwell Banker Gold Coast realtor in the fabulous city of Chicago. Today on my podcast, I have two magnificent women that have agreed to come on, and we're showcasing one of their listings, and maybe we're going to hear about another property or so. As stay tuned towards the end. Now, this property, the Meyer residence, is located at 7320 Saratoga Road in Morris. And talk about unique property. Simply unbelievable. So I have these two agents, Jameson Sotheby's International. Go ahead, take it away. Tell us who you are and why you're here.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. This is Cheena Chandra with Jameson Sotheby's International Realty. I've been in real estate for over 12 years, started in California, here in Chicago, and also licensed in Florida. And it's just great to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. And?
So I'm Carmen Allen. I'm also with Jameson Sotheby's International Realty. I've actually been in real estate for 20 years. And really love what I do, love real estate. I've only worked in Chicagoland area, unfortunately, unlike Cheena, who gets to go to Florida. And I've also had the pleasure of partnering with Cheena on several different beautiful listings. So we're really excited to be here today and excited to talk about the Meyer residence.
I am so glad you guys sent this email out. You know, anytime I find a unique property, whether it's online, somebody sends me an email about it, love to, I had to reach out to you and say, would you be on the podcast to showcase this? So unique. So tell us a little bit of a few highlights and details about it.
Yeah, so this is a very, very unique property. It's on 30.5 acres in Morris, Illinois. It is designed by Brad Lynch from Brininstool and Lynch from Chicago. You may know him from some of the properties that he has designed, including 550 St. Clair, a few properties in the West Loop. He's working on a project with University of Chicago as well. And his clients engaged him to develop this property and design this property in Morris. You may ask why Morris? They are from the area. So it was really important that they go back and this piece of property is, it's very rural landscape. That was the influence of it. The silos, the barns, the corn cribs, and they took that and they wanted to have that landscape kind of created in a modern way. So a lot of the actual materials that they used, corrugated zinc, I think it's board formed concrete and stacked wood, is all very thoughtfully used in the property. And another wonderful feature about it is that it's 6 bedroom, 6 bath, 15,700 square feet. And it's geothermal, which, for a property that large, it's geothermal actually saves about 75% of energy efficiency. So it's really a unique property in that regard as well.
Yeah, and then so the other thing too is when Brad was designing this home, he really spent a lot of time on the land, just the raw land in general, where he went over there day after day, looking at how the sun rose, how the sun set. All the landscaping was literally designed by him as well. So not even just the home, but also the landscaping. And when this home was designed by him, it was basically to function as a family home. So even though this home is extraordinary and really beautiful and very modern, it does function as a family home. It's lived as a family home. They built it as a family home. So I think that's another unique thing about it is people look at it and go, wow, it's so modern. Can somebody live here? Yes, the answer is yes, they can, because it was built that way and it was built for that. So it's just really interesting that he would take that much time, really not to only think about the home, the interior, but also the exterior, which is one of the things that Cheena and I also highlight about the home is it's an indoor outdoor type of living space. So it's just really stunning.
It is stunning. I watched the video as well. So to really get an even better idea, better feel, you can look at the photos. Photos are fabulous, by the way. Nothing to knock the photography. The photography is great. But when we're looking at something, sitting here at our desks or at our homes, wherever we're located, we can take that video and watch the video and really get the feel and the ambiance of the energy of the home. And it does. It has a inviting, although it's modern, it does have an inviting, the way that the landscape is beautiful. It really is. So what, if you guys could tell me a little bit about, there's a few things that are in the home besides the geothermal. It's also a smart home, correct?
Absolutely. It's a smart home. It has the Crestron system that handles everything from the lights to music, to shades, cameras. Am I missing anything, Carmen?
I mean, it's just everything. It has temperature control.
Front gate as well, I see on your
front
because
gate.
you have a property highlight sheet here, which is so nice. It's so nice to have kind of a sheet that shows too, what are the highlights of the home. Sometimes we only have so much space in our description that we can put in here. And this is almost more like it's a nice sheet that gives us a clean snapshot, if you will. So at the driveway gate, so security then is also something that system helps with, right?
Yeah, and if you notice, there's a 1 mile drive. I don't know, viewers can also take a look at the video, the drone video that shows there's a 1 mile drive into the property, which is really impressive. So there's a gate at the front entrance. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. We will go ahead and we'll make sure that video is also on the link in the description. So then that way people can take a look and they can understand what we're talking about. They can see for themselves that, hey, this really is a 1 mile long driveway. I mean, that's massive. Also, I see here that you have red oak veneer custom cabinetry, stainless steel appliances. Tell me a little bit about the chef's kitchen, because when I looked at the video and looked at the photos, it looks like really for entertaining. A lot of entertaining could be done and nicely, sleek and nice. So what brand of appliances do we have in the home?
So the thing about it, there's sub-zero refrigerators. There's actually multiple refrigerators throughout the house, multiple dishwashers throughout the house. There is arc linear stainless steel, which is really beautiful. And it's in the kitchen, it's in the butler's pantry, it's in the pool area, and downstairs in the entertainment area. I'm trying to think. It just in Gaggenau appliances. It actually has some in the kitchen, how the kitchen looks very flat and sleek. A lot of those doors swing up. So a lot of things are hidden. Like there's an espresso machine and there's a TV that's also in the kitchen as well. So a lot of that stuff is hidden. So the thing about the arc linear stainless steel, it's kind of wrapped around the kitchen where everything is kind of sleek and hidden, but still functional and beautiful.
And it looks like it. I mean, you can see the clean lines. There's not clutter, and it doesn't. You're not your eye is not detracted from. Sometimes we have different things we like to display on our kitchen counters, and that I know I do. But that's not the home for that. You want that sleek, and then it allows you to also look out into the landscape and to notice how beautiful it is surrounding you.
Yes.
And it's a very timeless design. And that's the other nice thing is I want to point out is again, you look at it, but if you look at the year the home was built, it still looks like it can fit 2022. It's a very timeless design. The house is, when you walk in the house, the thing that strikes you first is a huge, well, first a beautiful entryway, glass, all glass. You walk in, over to the right, there's a pool pavilion, which is stunning. It's an indoor pool that has a retractable roof, and also a jacuzzi. Again, another separate kitchen area, which is behind a bar that has a dressing room, a bathroom, and also a shower. So it's literally a pool pavilion that is if you go somewhere off-site. Then you walk into your living room, and there's this huge 14-foot glass of windows. And of course, there's shades, there's like blackout shades and shades you can see through in the living room. And the living room is just very wide and open, really spacious, and really brings in a lot of light.
Perfect for entertaining. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It sounded like it. Now, now there's also entertainment, like there's a home theater in here as well, which you would expect with a home of this magnitude.
Yeah, the owner is actually a major audiophile. So he has state-of-the-art equipment and a whole entertainment system in the basement or the lower level. And it includes subwoofer speakers, all surround sound. He even has speakers outside for entertaining to subwoofers, all within the landscape. So it's just a beautiful, entertaining home.
So definitely a unique experience. It's definitely not something that's run of the mill. You can only imagine the quality of the sound that would come out of the speakers, being the brands that they are. Anything else about this property that you want to talk about? Like, how many acres is this situated on? Didn't I say it's like 30 some acres?
30.5 acres.
And how far away from Chicago is it?
60 miles, not too far at all. Probably
So-
another 20 miles past Naperville. So it really isn't that far.
It takes about 50 minutes to get out there. It's really not a bad drive at all. Yeah.
No, it's just, it would be, and you would have a reverse commute. You know,
There's
depending
also,
on.
the other thing that I want to point out, when Cheena talked about downstairs, there's also a gym. I mean, a workout room. It's a really state-of-the-art workout room that's got the padded floors and the very nice equipment. And then there's also a steam shower. And then also downstairs, that's where kind of like the nuts and bolts of the house is housed. But there's a huge storage area as well. So, I mean, it just
Probably
offers
about
a lot of-
1,500 square feet of storage, which is incredible.
That is so nice. And that way you definitely would have room for everything, because again, you don't want the minimalist, the modern and minimalist house, you don't want a lot of things sitting around. You don't want a lot of that. It detracts from the eye. So now you can stay nice and organized as well. That's phenomenal. So where has this property's been featured all over? Tell us a little bit about where we could have seen this property. If we're like, hey, I think I've seen this before. Where's that at?
This property has been featured everywhere. Wall Street Journal, Cranes,
modern
luxury. Can't even think of the list at this point. Yeah.
It's good though. That's
Absolutely.
you're doing your job.
Exposure. I mean, it is a very unique property. But I think as Carmen said, the owners have raised 3 children in this home. It's very much a family home. I think the design is just so thoughtful, and I hope that we've been able to capture it in the photographs, but I think to see it in person, it's an unbelievable property.
It certainly seems like that. And maybe when we're off this, I want to make sure we have a talk about maybe coming out and taking a look at that and doing something live there. Do we have any other properties that are coming? Because this one's fabulous. This is magnificent. I can't imagine this is your only one though. What else do you have?
I do have one that I want to speak of, but before I do speak of that, I would like to go back on, the property of the Meyer home residence. Easy for me to say. It does also offer multiple outdoor spaces. So not only do you have, so that's the other thing. So we talk about, okay, you tell me there's, 30 acres, what's on the 30 acres? Well, there's a lot of stuff on the 30 acres, not just, foliage, but there's also an outdoor space that sits right outside the main living area, the living kitchen area. There's one off the pool pavilion, and then there's also one on the lower level that has a fireplace that, and I'm talking about a huge fireplace that's on the lower level. So if you're in downstairs entertaining, you can also walk outside to an outdoor space. So I wanted to also point that out. And there is a kitchen setup out there, a built-in kitchen setup out there as well. So I
And
wanted to
in
make
the
sure
front.
that wasn't missed. Yeah.
There's a
And then
bathroom.
how they utilized it is to the right of the home, there's like a little hill where they have ATVs. And when the kids were younger, they would go ATV in around the property and snow, I guess snowboarding or snow sledding or whatever up there. And then it takes you down around to a campsite. So they literally have a designated campsite where they can have bonfires, and there's a picnic table. And then behind that flows a river. So it's really beautiful. So I wanted to make sure we also pointed out not just the interior, but also the exterior.
Yeah, almost like no reason to leave.
Right.
If somebody,
It is your personal sanctuary.
your
Mhm.
personal sanctuary, you would, for safety and security, we've got the security system. We have a gated driveway, a mile-long driveway. At some point, you're gonna find out if somebody's driving, coming to you. They can't just, it's not easy access right off the street, which is good if someone's looking for that security. Also, I mean, entertainment. You can keep the family. Can you imagine the amount of the family parties or the parties? I don't think I'd ever leave.
I think one other thing to mention is the level of privacy, especially in this day and age. It's a wonderful property for someone who is looking for a little bit of privacy. You have the security, like you said, you have acreage. So
That's a
that's
good
definitely
point.
a nice opportunity if someone is looking for that.
Yeah, if we have there's a high profile client that definitely does need that, which with, we all have at least one. That's a good point to make. Anything else? Because I think this property is fantastic, the location, yes, it might be a little further out, but the benefits that you get from the unique home, the unique landscape, and all the things that you can do, the activities that you can do with your friends and family, and never really leave if you didn't want to.
And I think that was the whole intention when they had it built, is really build it for family, let family come over. And there was never too many. So they had enough room for everybody. And then upstairs, you have the main level, which is the primary bedroom is on the main level. It's situated where it has his and her toilets, showers, closets. It's again, just, I can't say enough about it. And then on the upper level is where the other bedrooms are housed. And when I say upper level, it's just a few steps. It's not super high. And what accompanied with that is a library. So they have a huge library area that's outside of the bedrooms. And then they also have a room that could be a music room. It's equipped for sound to be a music room. They use it as an art room, but it was interchangeable. So you can do art, you can do music without the music basically vibrating through the house. It's just situated in that room. So the upper level is also offers a lot of great features for a family.
So, but good for a musician or an artist, either one.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
musicians, they have to have their own space. If you can probably convert it into a recording studio.
Right. And then a curtain full of windows that also looks from that level, just like the main level, looks out onto the landscape. So
I think one of the other things to mention is that we, as a real estate agent, obviously we're going to talk about the price as well. And where it's priced, you cannot even build this home
right.
at this day and age. So
no, you can't build several homes in this day and age, especially with the, we have the supply chain, issues that we know of, and the cost of building materials are continuing to increase. So
Mhm.
that's only going to, make this property even more attractive. 7320 Saratoga to me it's a no brainer. If you're 30 and a half acres, it's a huge property.
Yeah.
And there are, I know, and again, going back to the statement of Morris and why Morris, Morris is a great little town. There's a downtown with a lot of shops and restaurants. It's very quaint. There's a golf course, there's a country club. There's also water close by if anybody has a boat that they want to dock that's only, 20, 30 minutes away from Saratoga. So there are things to do out there.
Yeah, and actually there is a river that's out there that does bring you right into, if you want to take come into Chicago. I've done it the reverse. I've come from Lake Michigan, and we've actually ended up in through Morris and into Seneca. So it's definitely a good. And then where it's situated too, Morris. I mean, not everybody. We all think of Chicago, as the hub to where we want to get to, but you're right off of 80.
Exactly.
You can get either way. If you need to go to Iowa, if you need anywhere you need to go to, 80 is the main thoroughfare east and west, as we're all aware of. So to travel in and out, airports aren't that far away, depending. And even if you have a private aviation, that's still a private jet could land at a nearby airport. Heck.
Right. And speaking of airports, a lot of times, as you guys know, leaving from the city where we all live, going out to O'Hare, it takes you longer to get to O'Hare than it would take you to get to this home. So it's really not that far, honestly.
No, it's a different drive. It's much, I think, more enjoyable. Gives you that time if you are working in the city. It gives you that time to decompress on your way home and to just really kind of, so when you get home, you're not still like, from the day.
And it is pretty direct. I mean, you get off the highway, there's really only Cheena, 1, 2, 3 turns to literally to the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's so nice. I mean, I like that. And the space, I mean, the way that the yard looked and set up, I mean, you can land a helicopter here. Really?
I was just going to say that there's an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have private jet, helicopter, security, privacy.
Right.
Unique
home, geothermal.
Top the line. Just absolutely top of the line appliances, top of the line, everything in this home. I got nothing else to say about it because I'm ready to buy.
But we would love to have you out.
Buyer, Jennifer.
I would bring your buyer because I love this house. We will be putting a link to your video for 7320 Saratoga on, so then that way people can take a look at this and get an understanding of what we're talking about, and if anybody has any questions, they can reach out obviously to myself or to either of the two of you, and we'll at the end have you give all your contact information that is going to be in our description. And is there anything else on this one? Because I'm still chomping at the bit to see what else you got.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we would love to show it to you. So let's plan on doing that as well. And maybe we can do a tour of it.
Let's do a tour, and we can actually do a live and get some, so other people come in from a different perspective. Sometimes people think, oh, it's professional photos, it's stage, it's this, it's that, blah, blah, blah. Let's set up a time. We'll chat at the end of the podcast of when we can get in and bring our LUXE Life audience into 7320 Saratoga.
That would be great.
That'd be fabulous.
Yeah.
Carmen.
Yeah, so I am excited to talk about a new listing that I have here in the city as well. It's just a beautiful home, very well maintained. It's been owned by one owner. It is in Logan Square. The address is 2119 North Point. It is listed at $1,250,000. And it is just beautifully done. Beautiful hardwood floors throughout. Again, speaking of smart homes, we're back in that realm of the world. It's a smart home. It's got an Elon smart home system. It's the window treatments. It's got Lutron window treatments that, automatic window treatments throughout the house. There's also customized curtains. There's customized built-ins. The bathrooms, like all the bathrooms are all specific tile work, and they're all are unique to each bathroom. So you know how a lot of times with developers, they'll do one bathroom the same throughout, like one design throughout the house. With all these bathrooms have different style tile. And by the way, did forget to mention, it is a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It does have a paved front and backyard. The front yard is landscaped with a water system, so it waters your plants out front, so your shrubs and stuff. There's the ability, there's roof access from inside the home, so you do have the ability to build a roof deck. So they haven't gotten to the roof deck, so that's basically the only thing that somebody would have to do to this home is really just build a deck. They could also, but there is a back deck. There's a back deck. There is a back patio. And then there's been some neighbors that also build on the garage, but so they have that capability as well. But, top of the line appliances, they have, even the pot filler it's like a chef's kitchen, a pot filler on the stove, area, a lot of storage. The entertainment room is beyond. It's got 10-foot ceilings. The whole house, the whole entire house is wired for surround. It is it's running on Sonos, the Sonos system right now, but it's just basically plug and play. So it's just a beautiful home, 2-car garage. And the other thing is Logan Square, it's at a beautiful location. You cannot, first of all, it's a short street and you're right off of Milwaukee and Armitage. It's like literally right there to where, so you steps from the Blue Line to grocery stores to the Whale, my favorite place, and so many other restaurants. But it's just the attention to detail that they have on this house is just beautiful.
There's a ton.
The uplighting.
So when was it built?
It was built in 2017, so it's a fairly new house. I'm glad you asked that.
2017. I sit on, I'm also a member of the Logan Square Preservation. And we have so many things that are up and coming to Logan Square that I think people aren't aware of. It's a fabulous location in the city. So 2017. So I love the Sonos system. I personally have a Sonos system.
So there's 11 speakers in the house. There's also speakers in the backyard. The rooftop is equipped with speakers, water and gas hookup.
Nice.
So, I mean, this house is ready to go. It's just beautifully done. And like I said, one owner, which therefore the floors are in beautiful condition, dark walnut floors. Downstairs is oh my gosh, a nylon, like what am I thinking of, Cheena? Like a nylon floor.
Vinyl, that's it, a vinyl floor. And then there's also a bar downstairs. So a built-in bar, which has, a wine refrigerator and a sink and beautiful tile work down there.
So really, it sounds like a lot of thought and care went into this home as well.
Yes.
So we have two contrasting properties here. We've got one in Logan Square. I know our featured property was 7320 Saratoga, the Meyer residence. This one is right the Logan Square area. Like I said, it's got so many things up and coming to it. It's just north of the city for anybody who really doesn't need to get an idea of where it is. It's slightly north and west of near North Side or the river. So what's the asking price on this one?
1.250.
That's
1,250,000.
250,000. That's fantastic. Well, maybe we'll have to go see this one too.
Yeah, you
Might do a
should.
field trip.
Speaking of that, I will send you an invite. I'm gonna probably have a brokers open on next Tuesday. So if you would stop by, that would be amazing, Jennifer.
I will make sure I stop by. I'm gonna put that on there for a brokers open. And for anybody who is listening and doesn't understand what a brokers open is, wants to say, hey, let me pop by. That is invite only, open to realtors, real estate agents, anybody from the industry that whether it's finance, that receives an invitation from the agent. So no, it's not a genuine open house where the public can come through.
We'll be doing one in at the Meyer residence, hopefully the end
March.
of March.
Yeah.
Okay, so Meyer residence in March. I will make sure that those are append into my calendar. So then that way I don't schedule something else because I want to see both of these properties. Wonderful. Well, so we've had you talking for quite a little bit here. Why don't you, Cheena, why don't you start with you? Give us your contact information. What's your phone number, email address? How can people get a hold of you, find you on social media? Where are you at? How do we contact with you?
So it's Cheena Chandra at Jameson Sotheby's. Email is cchandra@jamesonsir.com. Phone number is 312-953-6011. And the best place to find me is probably on Instagram. And my Instagram handle is Live Chicago Luxury, LIVE Chicago Luxury. So at Live Chicago Luxury.
Carmen?
Okay, my email address is callen, CALLEN @jamesonsir.com, JAMESONSIR.com. My phone number, best way to reach me is 312-636-2999. And like Cheena, my Instagram account is probably the best place to follow me and find me, and that's Carmen Allen _.
That's wonderful. And you know that we talked about this too, you know, both with different brokerage firms, but at the end of the day, we're all real estate agents and realtors, and to get along and to promote each other and to get the word out and spread about these magnificent properties that you both have. It's a wonderful thing. I thank you so much for coming on. Stick around at the end of this episode and we'll have another little bit more of a talk. Fantastic podcast. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
And allowing me to, you know, we took a little tour through both of these listings, the Meyer residence and the one in Logan Square. I am your host, Jennifer Williams with LUXE Life and Realtor with Coldwell Banker Gold Coast. Until next time, see you then.